Today's topic is about sociology, and the topic is about institution continuity and change. Today, we will talk about some of the two factors that constitute a social institution. One is tribe, and second one is family. So, first, we will start with tribes. So, tribes is a modern term for communities that are very old, being among the oldest inhabitants of the subcontinent. So here, what this thing means is like it is the very traditional and the old uh, community, like those who are living in mountains, in the forest, in dense forest, or in the plain areas where they are belonging to the old culture, and still they follow the same culture till so now. So that is what here the definition that is given to them according to their habitation is given. Then second one is tribes in India have generally been defined in terms of what they are were not. So there are many mishappening that they have not given a good definition about tribes. They have just allotted them as the people who are from the old community, following the old traditions and following all factors that are good for society and their people. So in India, they have been defined very wrongly. So here, what does the original definition of the tribes mean? Tribes were communities that do not practice a religion with a written text. So when they were trying to come up with some of the factors, then they came to know that these tribes are the communities that follow a religion, but that religion doesn't have any written textbook or written rituals or written procedure for following that religion. The other point is they did not have a state or political form of normal kind. So the way the state functions, the way our political parties functions, the same chronology is not followed in this type of tribes. They have some other parameters or other procedures to find how a person is going to be elected for taking the responsibility to continue their tribe further. They did not have sharp class division. Like if we talk about division in India, we have found that caste system is the biggest class division that is followed. And these caste systems are divided into two groups. One is Varnas and one is Jatis. So according to them, they have divided so people into many subdivisions. So if you talk about tribes, these tribe people they don't have that much of subdivision, like this person belongs to Brahmin, this person belongs to Kshatriya, person belongs to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. They don't have any particular division for dividing a particular parameter or chronology to divide in the class. So whatever the function is, maybe they are belonging to same division, so they don't have any uh, further subdivisions in their existence. They do not have caste and were neither Hindus or not peasants. So, uh, like as the sentence clears that they were not of any caste, so they were out from the hierarchy of caste system, and they were not neither Hindus. So Hindus, they follow this caste system and all, so they were not included in this, and neither they were the farmers, but they were indigenous people who uh, understood the importance of the environment in which they are living. They are of two types, and they are called as trade in tribes. So the first one is permanent trade, and the second one is acquired trade. So what does permanent trade means? Here the permanent trade means like these people are following their community procedure from thousands of years, and wherever they go they don't change that traditions, or they don't change their procedures. The second one is acquired one. So acquired one, by the name it is said, like they have um, taken some of the points from other. So we will talk about them in the later session. Let talk about what is permanent trades. So there are 85% of tribal population living in middle India, stretching from Gujarat and Rajasthan in the west to the West Bengal and Orissa in the east, with Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and part of Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. So, as this sentence clearly give a very big picture of the tribal that are living in India, like the Gujarat and the Rajasthan is having a huge land holding. If you talk about Indian map, uh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra are the biggest state where with a big landscape. So most of the tribes, they are belonging to these part of our country. The remaining 15%, out of which 11 is in the northeast state, leaving only 3% in the rest of the country. So only if you if you see the whole parameter of 100% tribal population, 85 are from a particular area and they are following a particular way of living. The rest, 11%, if we call about seven sisters, they are from that area, northeast area. And the third person, 3% is remaining in our country in other states, which are not that much visible to us. Maybe they are migrating from one place to another place, or maybe they are not yet recognized by the government, or if they are recognized also, they are not fully given attention, or they are not uh, outspoken to keep their tradition in front of anyone. So, if we look at the share of the tribe in the state population, then Northeast state has the highest concentration. So, um, actually, these trade 85% of the population in the other state, they are having a particular, they are segregated, or they are distributed in that particular state. Maybe they have migrated from there, maybe some are from other caste also. So this it has a mixture of different other uh, caste system or the societal divisions. But if you talk about Northeast, it has almost all the population, whichever they are living there, they all are belonging to some or the other tribes. Okay, the ecological habitat covers including hills, forest, rural plains, and urban industrial areas. So, if you talk about their habitation, from where they live, particularly defined by the geographical thing, and plus the new generation changes that have arrived. Like some of them, they lives in hill, forest, rural plains. If you talk about hills, most of them are from Madhya Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh, some part in Rajasthan and Gujarat, and Jharkhand too. If you talk about forest, dense forest, then Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and Jharkhand are the main areas where it is very dense populated, and including West Bengal and Orissa also. If you talk about the rural plain, then Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra are the areas where you can see, and Rajasthan, Gujarat too, you can see the plain areas where they are residing. And some of them are residing in the urban industrial areas where there are so many industries that have set up last 50 last 5 decades, and they have started uh, resettling the people from other areas in that particular city. So they have um, uh, a particular community they have formed there. Like for example, if you talk about the coal mines, most of the people are from the tribals, or most of the people from the areas which are nearby to that coal mines. Most of the coal mines are situated in maybe in Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. So most of the people are from working in that coal mines are from the tribal community. In terms of language, they are divided into four categories. So the first one is Indo-Aryans, Dravinas, Astrik, and Tibetan Burman. So Indo-Aryans are from Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. Dravinas are from West Bengal and Odisha. Austrias are from, I think, mostly Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, and Tibet and Burman are mostly from the northeast area. So, in terms of size, if you talk about the biggest size are the Gondas, Bhil, Mines, Bodas, and Mundas. So, Gondas are from mostly from Chhattisgarh. Bhil are from Madhya Pradesh. Bodas are from Orissa, and Mundas are from Jharkhand. So, if you talk about how we came up with such a sharp percentage, is from the census 2011, where it is 8.6% of the population, or about 0.4 million people, tribal people are there in India. So, these parameters or these percentage has been mm, taken from 104 million people, who are almost constituting our Indian population about 8.6%. And these people are residing in India, and they are having different things. So these people are permanent, means they by birth or their great grandfather and fathers are following the same thing. Then the second point that we were talking about, the traits were the acquired traits. So what does acquired means, that I have already explained. Like acquired means get adopting or taking something from people who are already having something great, and they are taking some uh, rituals or some livelihood patterns for living. So they are classified into two main categories: criteria, mode of living, and extent of incorporation into Hindu society. So these traits are putting these tribes into the hierarchy of Hindu society by acquiring some of the traits from the Hindu upper caste, same as Sanskritization. Um, so they are combination of two. So it's not just one thing, or it's they are following some rituals from the higher caste, from some ritual from their own caste, and they are trying to put all these things into one category. So the first one is mode of living. So tribes can be categorized into fishermen, food gatherers, hunters, shift cultivators. So in the form of this, um, one is they are incorporating themselves into the society. One, they are divided into um, mode of livelihood. The people who are living near West Bengal and Orissa, Gujarat, we can see them. They are mostly known as a fishermen. Then food gatherers are also there. Hunters are there in Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra area. Then shift cultivation is done in Maharashtra plain areas, and even in Rajasthan and Gujarat too. Peasants are there, and plantation. So agriculture is the main livelihood we can see here. And then in this, some of them, like I have told, like about the coal mine people. So industrial area is given like there. So now we move on to our third category that constitute a social institution, is the family. So, as we all belong to families. So, what does a family? How does this family becomes a social institution, and how it is continuing, and now also it is changing. The family is the most permanent and universal social institute, as the line has already given a strict uh, view of what does a family means. It is a permanent thing, and it is universal. It cannot be changed. Everybody belongs to a family. So the word family is derived from the Latin word families, which mean a servant. Here, servant is not that somebody, one person is ruling the thing and other one is commanding only. It's like give and take process, and everybody in the family is servant of each other. Everybody is boss also, everybody is servant also. Here, servant work, what does that mean is like taking care of each other, giving time to each other, spending time with each other, cooking for each other. If somebody is sick, then giving a nursery care to them. So all these things are there. Rearing the children and all. These are the ways that makes them called as a servant. Okay, so family is the combination of husband, wife, and children. Now the question arises, then what about the father, mother, and all? So the factor is that husband first, the husband wife, they marry and they get children, and then their children get married, and then they get the grandchildren. So first, the primary elements we can tell us the husband, wife, and the children. Functions of family. Why does we need a family, and what are their functions? The first one is biological regulation. So actually, this biological regulation has been interpreted in a wrong way. Um, People say like just to get married and produce children. It's not like that. Biological way is to keep their name for future generation also. So this is what biological regulation means whatever the feelings that people are having for each other, they come together in a unity and become a family. Then reproduction is the second part, that to extend their family name. Then provision of economic maintenance. So everybody needs a family balance, a family to balance their economic wants, so that they can have a proper income inflow, so that everybody can meet their needs. Then agent of socialization. Most of us, we are known by our father or grandfather's name, and people respect us with that name. So if you talk about this point is like agent of socialization. So seriously, our fathers or our great grandfathers or father or grandfathers, they becomes a source of socializing us to the society. Then provide love and affection and security. Provide love in the form is like our mother, she loves us unconditionally. Affection is there, like there are siblings who are very helpful to us, and we have some kind of love, and we have some kind of respect, we have some kind of feeling for them. So that comes from siblings and mother. Then the security. If you talk about the most secure place that is there in the world is our family. If family is together, we can fight any problems. So this point is validifying the main core element of what the family constitute of. It's about the love, affection, and security. Uh, Perform status crediting function, ethnic, residential class, education status. So even apart from these 5 points, it has some crediting function also. Crediting in the self, in the sense is like what does you have achieved in your life. So if you are living in a particular high society, you will follow some of the rituals, some of the way of living, some of the way of etiquettes that we get from our fathers and mothers, the way of praying, worshipping, and all, the way of getting married, the way of functioning, welcoming a newborn baby or new girl in our family. So that are the tradition, ethical, residential, and then class. Family can provide you a class to live in, like a middle class, higher class, lower class, according to our economic maintenance. And then education status is we have some parameter in the family, and that constitute the other parameter. Like if I am graduated, I would like my children to be postgraduate and their children to be PhDs, degree holders. So this is what the family thing combine now. So we can recap it like it is a permanent and a universal. The word has been derived from familiars, which means servant, and it combination of husband, wife, and children, and their functions are biological, regulation, reproduction, provision of economic maintenance, an agent of socialization, provide love, affection, and security, and perform status crediting functions, ethic, residential, class, or educational status. Uh, then we come to the family types. First is matriarchal family, patriarchal family, equitarian family, nuclear family or single family, joint family or extended or undivided family. So first we will talk about the matriarchal family. So by the name matriarchal, it is showing that a family donated or which is which is governed by a mother or a female head of the family. So these type of family, as the first point gives you a idea, is like this type of family is mother dominated family. The mother or the woman are the head of the family. So whatever is their mother and woman are the head of the family, and they take all the authorities or ownership of the properties on her name. Examples, if we talk about the Khasi tribes in India, Khasi, where women are the supreme power in the family and they take all the decision, all the authority things, and they even own their own properties. Then we come to the second point, that is patriarchal family. So the word gives you a very big idea about what does a patriarchal family include. We know as the father-centered or the father-dominated family. Elder member of the father and elder man or the father is the head of and exercise the authority. All the major decisions are taken by him, the Aryans of India. So here, if it is very clearly given an idea like it is male dominated family and the father is the center of the family. The second one, if you talk about the father, and if the father is no more than who is the head of the family, it is automatically seen that the eldest son of the family becomes the head of the family, and all the major decisions are taken by him. An example is in India, equitarian family. So these families are now in India. And here, what does equitarian by the word equitarian means? Equal responsibility that is disseminated between husband and wife. This is the modern social system of family. Both father and mother enjoys equal status and opportunity, and decisions are made jointly in the family affairs. Then we come to the fourth type of family, that is a nuclear family. A nuclear family is one which consists of husband, wife, and their children. So, as we have studied, the main function of family is what does the family means. So, a nuclear family consists of this particular thing. People are there, husband, wife, and children are only there. It doesn't contain any other people, any other person who is related to them, like matriarchal uncle or patriarchal uncle, matriarchal aunt or patriarchal aunt, or grandfather, grandmother. So nobody is there. Okay. Then the last type of this family is joint family. So a joint family is one which consists of members related through blood and spread over several generations living together. So these people are living together, and they are from generation, like mostly this pattern which is still seen in most of the Indian society, but majorly it is seen in Rajasthan society, uh, as um, these people, they have great, their mother-in-laws, great mother-in-laws, and their mother-in-laws living together, all the family members, all the brothers and sisters, and their children, and their wives, and their children are also living together. So, this is what a joint family, or we can say as undivided family. Then they all work under common head. So, if the grandfather is alive, uh, then he is the main head of the family. He takes all the uh, decision of the family, and carry all the functions that is required by the family. He is being honored, given equal respect to each and every family member, and he get respect from all the people. So we can see that a family, whatever the type is, but the main thing which binds us together is love, affection, and security, the greatest element that we have in our family. Thank you. Regionalism. Regionalism is connected with the diverse culture, language, reasons, caste, tribe present in our country. Language helped in strengthening of Indian unity. After independence, we decided to follow the same pattern of the British leading presidencies. Bombay, Madras, and Kolkata, princely states. People in Madras spoke Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada. The country was divided on the basis of language under Nehru because of Vallabhbhai Patel. Language is a binding force, would bring about effect, efficient communication, unity, state borders could spread love for language. When the Madras state was formed, Telugu people were unhappy as the millions were given more important posts and were dominant. Thus, they rebelled for separate state. Poti Sirimallu under wanted a separate state, went on hunger strike for Telugu speaking people. After his death, protests continued and the government gave them Andhra Pradesh in 1956. The Telugu people had an opinion option whether to stay in Madras state or shift to Andhra Pradesh. Issues: majority and minority. Majority and minority is sociology is in sociology is connected with religion. Minority in any religion are those who are numerically weaker as compared to majority. In, in India, Hindus are majority class, almost 81% of the total population. Inclusive nationalism. When all religion work together for one cause benefit of the country, to create unity in diversity, that is called nationalism. It recognizes diversity, but in spite of this, we come together. Like every state has their own culture, every state has their own language, every state has their own dresses. Still, we are called as Indian. We try to do a, away with discrimination and created a domestic setup, democratic setup. So, here is what we say. We have known that in India, discrimination happens based on caste, creed, the way you speak, the religion you follow, the dresses you wear. Discrimination happens because of that. But if you talk about inclusive nationalism, in that case, we see that we all have come into one flag, that is Indian. So that makes a democratic setup for all of us to be called as Indian, in spite of any religion, any language, any color, any dress culture, any borders. The second one is inclusive nationalism. When each religion does is what in their point of view will benefit the country. The best way for the country to be progressive is by including inclusive reasoning in the constitution, where all section of societies, including minority, are taken care of. The Constituent Assembly tries to include social, political, and economic justice when the Constitution was drafted. Features of minority: they are numerically weaker and their needs are not taken care of. They do not have a say in many matters. Means their opinion or their point of view is not taken when there are decision for the major thing, like for um, putting the reservation quota. Why only 5% for ST? Why only 5% for SC? Why only 5% for jats? Why not it's 15%, 20%, 30, and all. And if you talk about the minority or suppressed group also, they are not even talked about of anything. Even if you see the tribe people, they are not included even for in the minorities. They have low or less opportunity in comparison to the majority. So if they are numerically weaker in numbers, though the, it is clear that they are um, not going to be counted as the competitor for the majority. Minorities are often discriminated against. So discrimination against, as it has already said, like they are not allowed for say in many matters. So that is the first discrimination. Second, discrimination on the basis of the quota, discrimination on the basis of the opportunity, discrimination on the basis of the cultural reason. So there are so many benefits that government provide them, but because of this minority section that is created, they face discrimination. There is a fear of insecurity and they feel that they are at a disadvantage as they are a smaller group. So for sure, if you are in a less, means we say no, unity is strength. Okay, and when majority is there, then opinion is considered to be right when the majority people come together. The same thing happen here also. They are minority, means they are less in number, so they have many insecurity regarding many things. getting a job, getting education, getting place in the higher society, getting equal respect and all. So there are so many reasons for discrimination in minority, and there is due to which there is insecurity, like if I do this thing, maybe they will not, the other people, the majority people will discriminate us, and we will be not able to fight for our rights and all minority has a sense of collective belonging, togetherness, and they are always together and protest their right. So when it's not like only um, okay, I must give an example for this line, that is the NCAA and NCA was there, no, for nationality approval in 2019. In that case, it was set for all Muslims, all Christians, all the minority religion people, that they should show whether they are the citizen of India or not. In that case, there was a huge rights in all over the country, and you can see in the newses of that time, you would have seen that mostly the Muslim people were targeted for this, and uh, they came together, they protested for their right to not to tell like that, and it happened, and that is now settled in some extent. They have a sense of loyalty towards their nation. Jain, Parsi are the communities who are economically strong. Means these people are the businessmen people, but they are culturally and socially weak. Example, Boras and Voras. Hindus are given many holidays, but for the festival of Parsi and Jain, there are no holidays. So, this is what we call the minority suppression. Then come the minority and how, what are the policies that are present in India to protect them. In election, it is very easy for the political party to convert the numerical majority into political power, for sure. So, if there is majority of the people are there, then obviously the power of ruling comes in their hand. Like majority wins, we say, no. There is a caption, there is a proverb. So same applies here when it comes for the political power. Minority are at a risk and are vulnerable, variable. So they are at risk means they are even not asked whether they should be included in that or not. And the variable here, consider them that they are the only factor for get giving votes, but they are not having power to um, talk about all these factors so that the people can have right to speak. Thus, a majority block takes place. So, minority block take place. So, it's clearly like if they are not able to make decision, then mostly if they speaks also they don't have any power. So they automatically, the majority people, those who are in power, they don't listen to them, so automatically they are blocked. At times they have to give up their identity to save their position. Obviously we have seen like there, if there are, we have seen that there are aligned group. If there are election held and there are aligned, if many of the parties are there, like 5 to 7 parties wins in different area, but the majority is of one singular party. If they get like 70 or 80% of the vote, then the other, they either come up to support the second party, or they merge with the higher party. So that is what we have here. It is given like they give their own identity, being a party of being a candidate of any other party, and then giving that particular how much vote they have won to the winner party. Then obviously they are um, hiding their identities to save their position by means like they will be in that area with the help of the majority. All region has the freedom to practice, preach, and profess their religion. So here in Indian Constitution in Article 29 and 30 they have given like they are free to practice or preach or profess any religion. There is no foundation to follow one particular religion. So this is what the majority policies has given a space to them.